Now, I had mentioned before that you have not done a horror movie. I have to say, this is kind of an unexpected role for you, but I was happy to see you.
Me too.
What was it like taking that on?
Well, I think the good news for me was that it is a horror comedy, so there were definitely comedic elements that I was probably more comfortable with. However, I've been a fan of horror movies from way back. I just always assumed that if I ever got lucky enough to be a part of one, I'd be the person who just gets killed first, and then, you know, that's the end of it, which would still be awesome, by the way. Still be awesome. But this was a good mix of horror and comedy, and just a fun script as well. So I think that made it a very easy transition for me into your world. I think, it is my opinion, if you were given a solid script in the beginning, you kind of don't have anything to worry about. Because even if you're given the freedom to improvise, even if what you're creating just falls flat, if you just, you know, can't create anything funny, you still have that to fall back on. With that being said, I love improvisation, so I'm always happy for any opportunity to do that. But I don't even know if anything I improvised made it in. Oh, I do know one line. Can I say it? Or
Please.
When we first see a child attack a teacher in the teacher's lounge, this one stunt lady gets thrown into this bin, and so it was my coverage. They said, okay, now just react. And so because we had never met this lady, she doesn't have a name in the script, I go, who is that lady? Which makes little to no sense. But Lee justified it by saying, like, in horror movies, you don't necessarily know who those first characters are who get killed off. It was crazy. Bless their hearts. Everybody was such a good sport. And, you know, it's long hours. We're asking a lot of these children in the heat of summer. The craziest part was that they felt like it was like Halloween trick-or-treaty kind of thing. So we had to convince them or try to, you know, get them to be ferocious savages as opposed to like happy little children savages. Especially because when we would react to them, like when we were terrified of them, they would start laughing at us. So it was a vicious cycle of mirth and joy. It was baffling that Lee Wanell, who we just know is a hilarious human being, comes from this background of writing like heavy horror stuff. And so it was a little bit of a disconnect for me. I was like, hold the phone, you did that? But being able to have his script and just play with him on a daily basis was just fantastic. I love that idiot. He's a good egg.